Hello, welcome. Today I have the pleasure to talk to Jiatao from SilkChain. SilkChain will be launching an ICO for their new purposefully made blockchain for international trade. And I have the pleasure to welcome Jiatao to talk about, who's a co-founder of SilkChain, to talk about SilkChain. Jiatao, welcome.
Thank you very much, Ike. So, as you know, traditional international trade, it's a very stable and but also very stagnant industry. Really, this industry has not seen any groundbreaking innovation since the invention of containers and container shipping in the 70s, 60s, I think. So, but we feel it's time for a paradigm shifting innovation and improvements in the way international trade is conducted and in the way a lot of the trade services are organized around the world. So currently, international trade is very heavily paper-based. So in order to buy and sell internationally, you need logistics, shipping documents, bills of lading, waybills, customer acceptance bills, and certifications, different certifications. And on top of that, if you want financing, you need to provide all of this and also credit history and your trading records. And all of this currently is done almost, I would say, 80 to 90% on paper based. Uh, and this has tremendous overhead costs and cost in terms of time and compliance uh, uh, and security breaches. So we're thinking a lot of this can be moved if we can move a lot of this on the blockchain technology, we can not only improve the security and the efficiency, but we can fundamentally provide a different kind of a trading experience, and we can drastically lower the compliance and the overhead of international trade, and this will effectively allow more uh, traders, medium and small sized traders, to participate in international trade. So that's
Mhm.
why we are trying to create this new blockchain for this purpose.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Okay, so that seems very interesting. That I didn't know that still 80 to 90% of international trade documents were paper-based. So it
Mhm.
seems that there is a lot of potential for more efficiency, and blockchain might be one way to achieve
Yes.
that, increase in efficiency.
Yes.
Okay, so great. Could you tell me how you came into this, how you came into international trade yourself as
Hmm.
co-founder of SilkChain, and how you then decided to make a startup, the startup SilkChain?
Right. So my family, well, I'm Chinese.
Mm.
My family is all Chinese, and my family business is in international trade, the most traditional old school international trade. So large warehouses, huge containers and shipping and long shipping period. And I've joined this company. Our company is one of the biggest trading companies on the coast of China, and we do a lot of trading services. So
Mm-hmm.
we do trade financing, we do logistics services,
Mm-hmm.
we also operate online B2B platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and and we do a lot of customs clearance
Mm-hmm.
and tax rebates.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we do. This is what we're good at. And
Mm-hmm.
we understand that a lot of companies, well, a number of companies, particularly IBM and I think a couple companies out of London and the US are researching into the application of blockchain in the field of international trade. But we think we are coming from the industry side. So we've been doing this import and export and taxes and customs for decades now. And we know exactly where the biggest bottlenecks, the biggest hassles are. And now we have this opportunity to improve and to fundamentally change a lot of the aspects of how international trade is being done these days.
So if I would
So,
say,
mhm,
summarize it, there are already other people, big companies that are researching how blockchain technology can revolutionize the way international trade is being done. And
that's correct.
you come, as your family has a big international trade business, you have seen how this works in practice. So you know what the pain points are exactly. And that's why you
Hmm.
are probably in a very good position to
Hmm.
implement this technology in practice.
Hmm. And what we've noticed is a lot of times we've read through a few white papers on few projects on uh, blockchain-based international trade-related projects. A lot of times they are concentrating on one or two specific aspects of international trade. For
Hmm.
example, I think one company is concentrating on uh, supply chain management, and particularly for jewelry and precious cargo trading, and
Hmm.
some companies are focusing on port services. So so of course these are all very important, but these are just aspects, pieces of the whole process, which is a very complex process that is international trade, from factory to export port, to ships to import ports, and then to buyers warehouse. So this whole chain, there is nobody doing uh, trying to solve there's nobody working on the solution that can cater to the entire supply chain, should we say. So
Hmm.
that's what we want to do. Of course, we are not going to do everything ourselves, right?
Hmm.
But what we want is to create the foundations, the silk chain, the foundation on which people can contribute, people can create their own trade services and create their own service that can improve and even innovate based on current trade models.
Okay, all right. So I think what's clear is that there is a need for innovation in international trade, that
Hmm.
there are already a lot of people working on it, such
Hmm.
as big companies researching it, such as
Hmm.
some startups doing
Hmm.
things about this. But there's nobody that is doing it from a practical point of view and implementation, and that is focusing, like you, on generating a platform and not just having one specific sector, as you mentioned. So
Yes.
I
Hmm.
understand the purpose. I understand why you are well positioned to tackle this problem. So tell me, who is the founding team besides you? What is your role, first of all, in the project?
Hmm.
And who are the other
Hmm.
team members that are doing this with you?
Well, the our company, OCell, which is a part of the Dino Direct group in China, we are traditionally a trading company, and now I am me and a couple of my colleagues were leading a project to initiate this IT blockchain infrastructure.
Hmm.
And as you mentioned, because we are trying, this is not just a parochial, it's by nature it's international. So we are trying to make it as international as possible, and we're trying to attract the right investors, of course, but also the right partners who has the drive and the ability to make this a reality. So that's why we've set up a sort of organization to oversee the creation and management of the SilkChain. It will be well, it's already been set up. It's a Singapore-based organization uh, into which we are trying to attract. So we are the founder and the founding member, the first founding member of this organization. But we're
Mm-hmm.
also trying to attract into this organization our large trading partners, and also, but more importantly, trade services companies. So we're trying to find partners who can bring in not just buyers and sellers, but
Mm-hmm.
also the service providers that are crucial for this the silk chain to work. So we're talking about customs clearance companies, we're talking about trade financing companies, we're talking about certification companies, and logistics companies, of course.
Okay, so bring
So
the
so
whole
these are,
system
yeah, these are the
together.
strategic partners we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. All right, I understand. What I would specifically like to know is if you could tell us who are the owners, the main owners of the company. Let's say those people that hold more than 10% of the shares of the company. Are you one of those main owners, or and
I'm not the
if
main.
so,
I'm not. Sorry.
if so, who else is are the main owners? Because it wasn't clear to me from the white paper.
hmm Uh, I'm not the main owner of the company. Our
Mm-hmm.
holding company is it's a private company where we are not a public company.
Mm-hmm.
Our biggest or main owner is Mr. Kevin Feng, who
Okay.
is based in China, in
Mm-hmm.
Chongqing.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And
So he
we
would
have
be
cross-holding with, but he is the main, yes, he is the main owner
okay.
of the
He's the
company.
main owner, and you are, let's say, his co-founder in
hmm
this.
hmm
Okay. All right. Cool. So we talked so far about the problem, about the solution, about what specifically you want to do, how you're different from some other companies that are maybe could be considered your competitors. So could you tell us how you are going to implement this and how you are going to then make money with the product you're developing?
hmm So, to implement this, we have outsourced, well, we have contracted two tech teams, and this
Mm-hmm.
is going to be based on the uh, Hyperledger Fabric. So it's an enterprise solution off the bat,
Mm-hmm.
and we will first going to in our first stage we're going to first create the infrastructure, the silk chain infrastructure, and in the second stage we plan to move a lot of our existing services onto this silk chain, onto this
Mm-hmm.
blockchain, and we then hope to grow from there. So
Okay.
basically, we're trying to create the infrastructure,
Mm-hmm.
the new Silk chain. Then we
Mm-hmm.
are going to move our existing trade financing, logistics, and particularly customs clearance services, our own well, service offerings onto this blockchain. And to
Mm-hmm.
answer your earlier question, how we hope to profit from this enterprise, and this is exactly how we plan to profit. According to our calculations, uh, the Silk chain infrastructure will boost our efficiency and basically our bottom line, our profit margin by anywhere between 40 to 60%.
Let's say I buy one token.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to know if I pay $1 for this one token or if I pay
Mm-hmm.
$10 for this one token, I would like
Mm-hmm.
to know this one token. Would it give
Mm-hmm.
me the potential to have a trade financing of 10,000 or of 10 million, and for what time frame? So I'd like to know the quantity of service I'm getting, because if I don't know how much in terms of tokens a service is going to cost, then I don't know how much one token would be worth. Because a token means utility. If I don't know how the utility is going to cost, I don't know how much I'm going to pay for this one token.
Yes. So initially, it would buy you a $1 of service, $1 of service.
Okay. One token means $1 of service. Okay, cool. So I think a lot of investors would be interested in this opportunity. So could you tell us, from your point of view, what is the biggest opportunity in investors, and why should investors invest?
All right. Okay. So this is the crucial question. The short answer is we obviously have soft caps and hard cap in place. So after each round of fundraising, we'll have a soft cap for each round of financing. So we have our expectations of appreciation for each stage of soft cap. So that's the short answer. In the long term, that as I mentioned, because this is for international trade, so the volume we're expecting the liquidity to be quite high. So the average contract in our current business is around 30,000 to millions of dollars. So we expect the liquidity to be quickly ramped up.
Okay, understood. And what is the legal structure of the ICO? Do you have a foundation in Singapore, or how does it work?
Yes. So we have a foundation in Singapore, overseen by our Singaporean organization. That's basically the base out of which we'll operate the fundraising stage, and also the development and the eventual implementation of our trade services on the SilkChain. Obviously, having a base out of Singapore has two main important benefits. One is it has a very friendly policies towards cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. The other is obviously Singapore is it's not one of it's the biggest trading port in Asia. I would say most of our business, 80-90% of our business run out of containers.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, Singapore. So yes, so a lot of our partners, financing partners, logistics partners are based in Singapore. So Singapore is basically like the watering hole of our future partners and future clients, basically. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So currently you are at a stage, I would say a pre-ICO stage. Do you already
Yes.
are people already able to invest?
Yes. I think the latest tally is about seven and a half thousand Ethereum so far. 7 to 8 thousand Ethereum so far.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. And if at this stage, do you provide any discounts for investors who want to invest early?
Yes. So currently, for this round, for the pre-ICO round, we're offering it at over 50% discount. So currently the unit price. Let me just quickly check because everything is in RMB. So it's about $2.50 US dollar cents.
Okay. And for the people investing in at the pre-ICO stage, do you have any lockup periods?
Yes.
For meaning a restriction on selling? Okay.
Yes, that's
Could you tell us
correct.
about that?
So it's between 3 to 6 months, depending on the size of the commitments, obviously.
Okay. Okay, understood. And do you have any minimum commitments in order to be able to get a good discount?
Uh, we are aiming at, well, we had the minimum commitment size of 1 million US dollars. But so far we've seen nobody's gone there. We haven't seen any investors below that minimum. So it hasn't been
Mm-hmm.
tested. The minimum, yeah, the minimum floor.
Okay. Okay. So finally, as there have been a lot of projects which have just taken the money and then haven't done anything,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any way to ensure investors that their
Mm-hmm.
investment in SilkChain is safe?
We have a guarantee for as far as the 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 offering the tokens will be offered to a online exchange to be listed on the online exchange. So we have a money back guarantee. Uh, if we fail to list the tokens by a set date.
Okay, so 100%
Mhm.
money back guarantee or what?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So it's guaranteed uh, for as far as the listing of our tokens on
Mm-hmm.
specific
Mm-hmm.
exchanges.
Now, personally, I have invested in startups, and
Hmm.
as a startup investor, I
Hmm.
would always specify certain clauses to protect me as an investor.
Hmm.
And one of those clauses is a salary cap, that the
Hmm.
founders of the project are
Hmm.
invested in
Hmm.
the company by
Hmm.
one, or not being able to pay themselves an enormous amount of salary, and
Hmm.
two, having a vesting period so that if they
Hmm.
leave the company, they have to give back the shares.
Hmm.
So could you tell me if is there anything like that, or what assurance do I have as an investor that you will not
Hmm.
pay the money that I pay you in
Hmm.
to the founders in
Yeah, the
salary,
big
and that you will
bonuses
not
and yeah. Hmm.
that you will
Right.
not leave the
So
project soon after?
right. So basically, the IT development side have already been all the IT development costs have been settled in development contracts, and all the advisor board will be offered more or less um, token salary.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the teams behind the including myself, so we have our salaries from our current company, so we have our salaries uh, uh, running our current businesses, so we have
Oh, okay,
not
man, that's
yet.
very interesting. I mean, because
Mhm.
if you're telling me three things, the developers have already been settled. That's already clear what they're getting.
Mhm.
Some of the founders have their own businesses, so they will not take a salary. And then some of the people that are getting a salary, they will basically get the salary from the tokens. That would give me a lot of insurance as an
Mhm.
investor that
Mhm.
the money is not being used in
Mhm.
order to pay the salaries of the
Right.
founders. Is it
Right.
somewhere that you would put this into the contract for the pre-sale, or I mean, what you're saying me
Yes.
makes a lot of sense. Is it okay?
Yes, yes. It's possible. We can discuss it. Yes, possible.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, because this is
Okay.
nothing. There's nothing confidential about this. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So
All right. Cool.
personally, me and we are hoping to profit mainly from the increase in our the profit of our existing businesses. So we
Mm-hmm.
have
Okay.
our trade financing business and logistics
Mm-hmm.
business. And
Mm-hmm.
if we are successful in creating this platform,
Mm-hmm.
we as I mentioned, we see anywhere from 40 to 60% increase in
Mm-hmm.
profits just from the efficiency gains. So
Mm-hmm.
that's not counting any new services we can provide.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
All right. this was very interesting to talk to you. Could you
Thank you for the opportunity.
tell
Yes.
me and could you tell the investors finally in 2 to 3 minutes why this is one of the best opportunities in the ICO space and why they should invest as soon as possible?
Right. In Obviously, this is personally colored.
Hmm.
I think our project is based on something that's tangible and based on something that's traditionally proven. So we're not making anything new here, but we're making a, a tool that can help the traditional trading business to become more efficient and to become more profitable. So we're not making a new project. We're not embarking on innovations of technology or innovations in almost any ways. So our innovation is in the application of this new technology, and really we are not really innovating in any way in our blockchain technology. So we are using existing Hyperledger Fabric, existing enterprise solutions, just to adapt it for our international trading business requirements.
Hmm.
So so at least this project doesn't have the can we do it? Can we is it the feasibility question, right?
Hmm.
So there's nothing really groundbreakingly new here. What's new is we're trying to apply this new technology to improve the existing, I would say, fairly profitable business. The business so far, the trading international trade business so far is profitable, is precisely because of its barriers to entry, right? There are many barriers to entry. There's if a normal person, if not a non-trader wishes to go into international trade, he doesn't know how to book a container. He doesn't know how to clear customs, declare customs, and he doesn't know how to fill out bills of lading. And so these are all barriers to trade in the international trading platform. So, so we hope that we're not going to remove any of this barriers of trade. The barriers of trade will be still there, but we hope that we'll create a generation of new trade service companies that can provide these professional services and help for a fraction of the cost that they are being provided now.
Hmm.
So
Great,
that is the idea behind the project. Mhm. So there
great.
is no question of the profitability of this project because it's already a international trade services is already very profitable. So we're just trying to make it more accessible and faster and leaner and cleaner in many ways.
Great. Jiatao, thank you so much. It was very interesting to talk to you. And I
Thank
really
you very much.
think there is a great,
Mhm.
great opportunity here for investors
Excellent,
to
excellent.
invest.